I just logged in for the day with big plans to take revenge on the cactus creeps for defiling the sunflower, when I noticed this arrived over here. Yep, the Dawn of the Black, we're watching you. Apparently the Wither weirdos are getting involved in this too. Everybody wants to be pranked. Well, in my last episode, I did say that I was gonna get my revenge on all of the cactus creeps for this insult to the sunflower, but it turns out I don't have to. You see, I found out it's Dark Witch that did this. Yup, Dark Witch. So I have been planning a massive prank. I'm gonna get her so good she'll never see it coming. Yep. And I guess we'll worry about the Wither weirdos later. But for now, Dark Witch, I'm coming to prank ya! And with that vicious prank done, I am back here at my base, and I've got a little bit of a plan for today. So I've been putting in some more little mini farms just to prep some of the supplies I need, and I will eventually turn pretty much all of these mini farms into larger farms throughout the area. But for now, I'm just generating some stuff that I need, so I have it when I need it. So we're gonna go take a look at those really quick, and then I'm gonna get off to a build. Now this episode is gonna be a bit of a smaller build. Yep, mainly because Dark Witch's build contest is coming up, and I have got a big design plan for it. I've been working on something in creative, and I don't care what anybody says, I really like this. I'm taking a bit of Dark Witch's magic and mixing it with a bit of Minecraft magic, I guess you could say. But for this episode, I am going to go build a bit of a little raid farm. Nothing massive and super productive, really just to get totems, because I've spent a lot of diamonds on totems, and I don't want to spend those diamonds anymore. I almost die way too much to be incurring that constant expense. So I have found this raid farm online. I will have a link for it in the description. It's simple and easy, it looks like, and we'll see how it works. But first, I'm going to take you around the base and show you a couple of little farms that I tossed in the meantime. If you come along back onto this side, there's a little walkway and an entrance here. Now over here, down there, that's where all the loot from the iron farms go. But over here, this is my snow golem. Yep, I just farmed snow there. It's pretty handy. And I farmed about 55,000 snow layers to build that Megatsuni out there in the nether. So this snow golem has been very useful. Now, if we come along back here, here's where I've been keeping the map for now. So here you can see a bit of the progress made. It's 4x5, so there's 20 maps here. But yep, Mud Kingdom's coming along. Now over here, I put together a sweet little dripstone farm because come on, right? This looks super productive, doesn't it? This one was a little bit further back, but I did throw in a football field of netherwort with Hypnojoe. And there is also another little farm down the steps here, but not all the way down. And there's a little bit of a hole I put in right here. And I made a bit of a passive glow ink farm, so I could help keep glow stocked because glow sacks are very popular. Now this farm doesn't have the best rates, it's just something I threw together on my own with basic glow squid knowledge. Super simple, we have just an enclosed room here. I've got 5 water sources up there and 5 water sources there. And it flows down and into the hopper area, which is blocked off by gates. You could probably use signs just as easily. Now they can swim in flowing water, but they're not that bright and well, they are glow squids, but anyway, the water does push them into this area right here where they eventually suffocate and all the sweet little glowing sacks get picked up for me to sell to all my fellow Zetas. So there's one more farm and there's one last farm to show you guys before we get off to today's project. So let's go back up here out of that hole and then over into this hole, which is also temporary because I've got plans to build down here. But I threw in some of this chorus fruit for multiple reasons. I do sell end rods, and this is a part of making end rods, and someone recently has taken to buying a lot of end rods, so I need to make sure I can keep them stocked, and I'm going to be using these for a little bit of a cool design that I made. I'm sure other people have found, but I am excited to have discovered this little build, and that is going to be in Dark Witch's build contest. so you'll see it there. Well, that's about it for the new little farms out at the base here. But now it's time to build that raid farm. From the looks of it, it'll take about 20 seconds to build. It's quick and easy, and it's a raid farm. So, hey, I think this is going to work out great. So enough of me gabbing away. Let's get on with it. The raid farm's complete. And yeah, it was insanely easy to build, but it was a little more problematic than I had expected. Turns out there were a couple key points I had missed, and that may or may have got me killed a few times. Anyway. So I built this little bed platform out here so I could spawn close to it, and turns out it was too close to the farm, so the raids all spawned over here, so I slabbed it up and now it's just fine, and I got an ender chest just in case. Now for this raid farm to work, we have to get Bad Omen, so you need a pillager tower, which, hey, there's one right here. Super handy, and I've been practicing my PvP. Ow! Stop it! Anyway, I get Bad Omen over here, and then I fly right over here. Super handy. It's nice and close. Now, I don't have Bad Omen at the moment, so we're not going to start a raid, but you guys saw a bit of it in the time lapse, and you saw me die. I've since worked out a few things. I've given myself a little extra room around the edge, just so I feel more comfortable if things go wrong. And up top here, there is an issue. Ravagers can spawn on this rim of glass, and not cool. I've come out here a few times now and done raids, and I've had at least one Ravager up here every time, and I'm supposed to slab this to fix that, but I keep forgetting. So eventually this will be slabbed, and that won't be a problem anymore. And then the raid spawns on this little ring of deep slate right there. So everything was going fine until the Ravagers came along, and then the Ravagers, they've got a big range. So there was a bit of a trick to beating them. It turns out you gotta stand like right here in the very corner and just barely hit the edge of the Ravager, and it'll knock it back slightly even if you don't have knockback, and it'll stay there, and then you gotta tap your way forward a little bit and hit it again, and then back up because it's probably coming after you at that point, and you gotta do that and try not to get hurt. A little bit dangerous, but hey, if you want a speedy raid farm build, then yeah, you gotta make sacrifices somewhere, I suppose. The biggest problem I was facing was the Vex. The Vindicators? Is that what makes Vex? I feel like that's wrong. But the Vex makers, yeah, turns out there is a huge mechanic that I never knew about. And now that I know this mechanic, it makes dealing with the Vex a lot easier because they don't spawn. Turns out if one of those magic dudes are down here, yeah, if you crouch, they can't see you. Yeah, your sneak mode. And so they send a Vex after you. Nuts. So if you don't crouch, no Vex. Imagine that. That's pretty cool. So a handy little mechanic to know, and now I am a little more deadly when it comes to raids. So progress is coming along very nicely out here at the Mud Kingdom. Tonight I will be building my crazy design out there in Dark Witch's area, and I hope everybody likes it. Whether it wins or not, doesn't really matter. I just think it's a cool build. Now, I'm not sure if that build's gonna make it in the next episode or maybe the one after it, but I can't wait for everybody to see it. And remember, voting will start in the beginning of October on the Discord and probably won't go for very long. So if you're not already a member of our Discord, probably head on over there and check it out, and you have a chance to vote on all of the cool builds for the secret build contest. So for now, I will see everybody later, and as always, thanks for watching.
You ain't feeling if you're trying it. Ooh, gotta believe the future's brighter. You owe it to yourself to do what only brings you joy. So shut up all that noise, yep, shut up all that noise. Hey, just chill, I got all the time to kill. Yeah, I got good vibes, good vibes. I'm too blessed to give in to any stress, it's only